London was pretty intense. I expected the crowd to be absolutely crazy. I knew the Irish would just really deliver. I'm very surprised they didn't do a press conference in Dublin. I know they probably consider Dublin not neutral ground, but I think the atmosphere would have been just incredible, and it would have created more views and more drive, I think, to buy the pay-per-view. Even watching it on a live stream from a different country, I think the Irish fans would have just brought it to a new level. You seen what 5,000 of them could bring, the energy they could bring in London. I think it would have been just absolutely insane. But the crowd in London were crazy. They were very good, and probably one of the best. The crowd last night in New York were very dead. They fucked up the sound, I think. They fucked up the microphones in the stadium, and they fucked up the crowd's sound on the live stream, if you know what I mean. So we only heard Conor's sound, we couldn't hear the crowd. So it sounded like everything he said was falling really flat. And it kind of emphasises, like, he did bomb last night. I'm not going to defend him. He did bomb, but it sounded even worse because of the acoustics in the venue. Conor's speech, straight into it. Conor went straight back to. He played it safe. He learned from his mistakes, and he kept it nice and simple. You know, just stay to the insults. He didn't go over the top. No silly gifts. No kind of gimmicks. He went straight in for the kill. He repeated a few things, but he was pretty good. I thought he was pretty good. He was pretty solid. I thought Conor was pretty solid. He had the same kind of jabs. Floyd, it was kind of more the same, more as the usual. I liked when he went over to his bodyguards who were on the outside of the ring. He went over and, you know, you called them all juice heads, and he was shouting into their faces. And I liked that. I thought that was pretty fun. Conor left nobody in the ring safe at all. He even attacked what's his name? Elbra or something like that. I can't remember. I just butchered his name. I'm sorry. Floyd's promoter. He attacked him now as well, but he seemed to have respect for him. And then the other guy, I can't remember his name now. The head of Showtime. He was getting butchered the entire press conferences ever since Conor called him a weasel. Jesus Christ. I think his patience is running thin. His patience is running very thin. You could even see it last night. Conor moved up the table. He went from Floyd to Floyd's promoter, and then he went to the head of Showtime, and this guy was just staring at him. Was like, Jesus Christ, just swallow me whole. This boxing ring he was sitting in is in the centre of the stadium, so it's just surrounded by people, and I'm sure he was just thinking, there's no even escape. So yeah, it was pretty bad. Yeah, so it was pretty standard from Conor. I think I'd say I'd rate him as kind of decent. He had a few good jabs, all the rest, and at the end I think he summed it up pretty well. Before his mic drop, he was kind of saying, look, we all know this is kind of bullshit. The bullshit's over now, because his speech was coming to an end. The bullshit's over now. We can now just wait until August 26th, and then whatever's said is said. This is just, it's all bullshit. This is all just a push a fight, but the real business is coming August 26th. And the mic dropped, and he went to sit back down. I was like, oh, cool. The most interesting thing about this event for me was Floyd Mayweather, and I'll tell you why. Something happened during Floyd's speech that I just clicked with me, that I just didn't understand before, that it didn't resonate before. And I don't think it's my fault. I think it just didn't come together until tonight. I think it was the Irish fans. He knew he couldn't win them over. There was no chance. He was playing the bad guy before in the other venues. But this crowd tonight was just so hostile that his character just worked. I don't think there's a thing Conor could have done. He just played his part brilliant. He was just a heel. He was the villain. And I thought he was just magnificent. Now, don't get me wrong. He didn't do anything new. He started off, and I'm going to be honest, as soon as he started talking, I was like, I rolled my eyes up and, oh my God, he's doing the same shit again. But I already had it out for him, kind of. I don't know why. But halfway through, he started talking to the crowd. He's like, shut up. And everyone was like really booing him. And it's only when he started to turn around and I seen this smile halfway creeping up his face. And I'm like, this fucking guy, he knows what he's doing. And it's only when I seen that, it just clicked inside my head for some reason. I'm like, this fucking guy. I was like, now I'm understanding what he's doing. It just worked. It was WWE. That's the first thing that came into my head. When I seen him telling the crowd to shut up, even Conor, like, he was so patronising. He was so annoying. I would have loved to punch him myself, but I was smiling the whole time going, you fucking little prick. It was brilliant. I really enjoyed it for some, like, he was just the best. He was like a pantomime villain. It was just amazing. Now, it was just because it was so shit and he knew it was shit and he just played on it so well. I can't actually put into words how much I enjoyed it. I thought it was brilliant. It brought me back to the days when I was a kid watching WWE, because that's exactly what it was. It was like The Rock versus Stone Cold WWE promo for a main event. That's what this was. There's Conor, he's the man against the establishment walking up, and he's going against all of like the higher ups, you know, fuck you and fuck you too. And to me, I'm like, look at Stone Cold, you know, when he gives his stunner to Vince McMahon, you know what I mean? He's the, like, the normal guy, say like the average guy, the guy you can relate to fighting the big guy, you know what I mean? Like the little guy fighting the big guy. That's what I see there, and you get everyone coming behind him because he's so exciting as well. And then you have Floyd. The Floyd's just a heel, you know, and it just worked for me, Floyd's. Conor was good, Conor was decent, but for some reason I just really enjoyed Floyd's. I thought he played it well, really well, and you could even see he started to get into Conor's head a little bit. He really started to piss off Conor, big time. He was fairly chill through taking the verbal beating off Conor. Conor seemed fairly unsettled. I could see him kind of gritting his teeth a little bit. Like, obviously, he's not really in his head, not enough to antagonise Conor, but you could tell there was like, shut up. And it was just, it was like a brother and sister nearly arguing. He knew exactly what he was doing. The crowd kept booing him. A lot of people hated it, actually. I was surprised. A lot of people hated it and thought he was shit. And I'm like, I agree he didn't come up with anything like new or original, but his body language and the way he carried himself, he was just out and out villain. And I think he finally just embraced it and accepted it. Even his walk out to the ring they'd set up, he walked out so slow to keep Conor waiting on purpose. And then he stopped and he's looking at Conor. He kind of waits there for like, let's say about 10-15 seconds. And he's like, I want to make you wait. He's staring at Conor. And then he takes a few steps back. And you can see Conor getting a bit annoyed, and he's like, I don't know what to do. And he starts kind of dancing in the ring, trying to play it off. But he had no choice because Floyd wasn't moving. He had to come back to the ropes and kind of stand there, and Floyd just getting one up on him. He just played it perfectly. I think Floyd started off a bit slow, to be honest with you. He did start off a bit slow. I felt like he sucked the energy out a little bit. But then he kind of just turned the positive energy for Conor just into negative energy. He hated him so much, but you could feel the energy kind of come back into the room. I felt it was just it was just brilliant. I think it was just the fact he just embraced it so much, and the crowd gave him so much energy, and he just turned the positive into negative, and he just soaked it all up. It was brilliant, and I do feel like you got underneath Conor's skin. It was absolutely brilliant. So this is all over now, okay? The press conference is over. No more bullshit. We're going to wait until August 26th, and we're going to see what all this is all about. And my main talking points, I'm going to do another podcast maybe tomorrow evening. I'm going to break this even further, but just quickly glancing over some main points, some serious points, I think, from this whole circus, which I'm just enjoying. I think you just need to turn your brain off, just enjoy. This is entertainment, you know what I mean? Just entertainment. Even Floyd today, I'm a massive Conor fan, but watching him the way he did and just being an arsehole on purpose, I enjoyed it. I just enjoyed it. I thought it was fun, you know. It was just fun to watch. It was fun to get involved with, and he was like the villain and you're kind of rooting for him, you know. It was just the way it is, but there is some serious talking points from this. Well, first of all, I think the biggest talking point is Floyd's taxes. I think that's one of the biggest things in this entire fight, if not the biggest for me. I'm fairly good. I don't like to kind of big myself up, but I'm fairly good at making predictions. When I have enough accurate information, I can make a fairly good judgment. And I'll tell you now, if Floyd is in serious financial ruin and he's taking this fight for money, he will lose. Now, I know some people would think I'm crazy, but I'll tell you now, if Floyd is fighting for the wrong reasons, if he was retired, which I think he was, and he'd no interest in coming back, but he fucked up his money. If he did genuinely, he made a hell of a lot of money, but I know he does spend it. And if he owes a lot of money, and he did say he with the IRS, he kind of asked to only pay it after the McGregor fight. If this is all true, I know we might even put it out there to help promote the fight. This is a big if. If this is all true, I tell you now, if he's fighting for money, you do not get into a ring or any fighting situation with the likes of an extremely hungry contender like Conor McGregor if you're fighting for the wrong reasons. If he's in his prime, yeah, okay, I'll give it to him. But if it's a fact he's fighting for the wrong reasons, if he's fighting for just money alone, I think Conor starches him. And that's going to sound crazy, but that's my prediction. If he's still actually kept fighting fit, if he's okay with money, he just wanted another fight, I'll say okay, he still has that hunger in him. Boxing wise, technically, he is going to be better than Conor for the simple fact that that's all he done. But that does not mean he's just going to be starched. I don't think Conor's going to be starched at all. I think this is going to be a clash of styles. I think Conor's aggressive and hopefully can walk him down and make it interesting. But I tell you now, the biggest thing about this fight, the biggest thing is his whole is his attitude toward money. If this whole tax thing is real, if Floyd is fighting for the wrong reasons, if Floyd is just fighting for money, you mark my words. If there's a way to find out if this is genuine or not, if it comes out, I tell you something now. If it's genuine that Floyd is fighting for money, I'm putting a hell of a lot of money on Conor McGregor to win. A hell of a lot. I guarantee you he will KO him in the first 6 if he's fighting for the wrong reasons. If he's on his toes, if he's fit, and if he's fighting with heart, he's fighting to win, yeah, he will. But if he's fighting for the wrong reasons, trust me, Conor will KO him unconscious. It's going to sound a bit crazy with his whole history and all the rest of it. I think Conor's a different animal. I really do. Put it this way, I think Conor's right. Conor said if he catches him once, he's going down. I agree with that. I think, but the thing is, it's not the fact of if he catches him. It's like, can you catch him? Is he still fast enough? Like, he's older. Is his head still in it? He mentioned things like, I can't train as hard anymore. Is that true? Is he just throwing shit out there to get people talking about him? He's a very good, he is smart that way. Put things out there. That's why even with the taxes, I'm not going with it. I'll wait till it's confirmed to then make a judgment. But at the moment my heart's telling me Conor, my head's telling me Floyd. End of. I want Conor to go in there and do something, but I can see him throwing things and just Floyd not being there. You know what I mean? I think with every other boxing thing, but people have to give Conor more respect than he has. Listen to the commentators tonight, and they talk about Conor like he's some guy they plucked out of the crowd. He's not. He's a multiple. He was in what's a Strike Force. He was a 2-weight world champion. He comes to the UFC, 2-weight world champion. Boxing is a discipline that MMA fighters use. They're not cans. Obviously, they're not at the extreme level, but you can't just you can't give, Conor literally zero chance against Floyd Mayweather. You just can't. It's just silly. He's a champion, for God's sakes. But look, he definitely has a chance. He's got more than a chance. I'd go at the moment, if the whole taxes thing wasn't in place, whatever, I'd go Floyd 75, Conor 25%. Now, would you agree with them odds of Floyd winning? I think that's fairly reasonable. Consider Conor's knockout power. He's got good movement, all the rest of it. Floyd's aging, hasn't been active in over 2 years. And if he is fighting just for the money, if he is, you not think 75-25 is good? Conor's a multiple time world champion. Fought very, very good fighters. Obviously, no, they weren't top level boxers, but he's not a can. He's a great fighter, and if he hits him, he's going down. So I think 75-25 is a good percentage, do you not? And trust me, if the whole taxes thing, if the whole financial thing comes into play, if he's fighting for money, I think that shifts drastically. I think I'd go either 60-65 in Conor's favour, maybe a tiny bit more. For the simple fact, it's like even an old Tyson. You put an old Tyson in there, he's still gonna fuck you up. So it's just that type of way. He still has them skills that are just lying dormant there, even to have been used for 2 years. He's still one of the greatest of all time, all due respect, That's my thoughts on this whole shit show, I'll call it that. I'll make a video tomorrow, a podcast. I want to talk about the fight a bit more, about everything that happened. So I'm going to make a video tomorrow on a breakdown the press conferences a bit more, give my scores just it's just entertaining it, you know what I mean? Give my scores, see who won it, and talk about the fight a little bit more. And I'll just speculate a bit more, just add more add more fuel to the fire, I suppose. Just add more shit on top of the shit heap. Might as well just talk about it, you know. It's not gonna mean fuck all, but you might as well talk about it, I suppose. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care.